So for this example, I'll be playing against the same matchup, DK Enhanced Druid, and I'll be showing you guys how I fear to peel for my team and peel for myself, how I get my howls out, and how I position my port to get away. This will be a mix of both defensive play and offensive play, more towards the defensive part, but like I said in my article, when you're in the defensive position and then you switch it and you get the better momentum, then it always goes to the offensive play. So like I said, it's going to be a mix of both. Similar to Dalian Arena, I always like to leave my port near the starting zone, but for Runes of Lordaeron, I always just leave it in the starting zone to begin with, just in case they rush me really hard. I always have a port down for the defensive part. So I get full DOS onto Valrath and I swap it onto Flex. It gets grounded, but then I stomp Tremor Totem right here, and I get Howl onto both the melee DPS. After the Howl, I cast a Fear onto Velsis so he's unable to dispel both his teammates, and I Coil Flex so he's unable to Tremor Velsis. That's one thing you should really note, because if you can time that really well, where you can Fear the healer and Coil the Shaman, or just any target really that can break the CC, it'll help out a lot. So you guys just saw me port after I used Soul Burn, giving me the sprint, and I'm able to get away from both the melee once again. Now that I'm in a good position to do damage, I'm going to do so. We're taking like zero pressure right now because of how I kited and how I'm using my fears. My Shaman gets full hex right here, and I decide to stop Tremor and cast another Howl of Terror. Once the Howl of Terror hits, the Shaman once again is stuck into another fear. Like I said in my intro, when you're on the defensive and you're able to just pump out a ton of pressure while on the defensive, they're forced to play defensive, meaning you could go on the offense. So now I'm putting a lot of pressure, but Valrath is finally able to catch up to me, so I get a port out. I know that grip is not up because grip is on a 30-second cooldown and port is on a 21, so he's unable to grip my every port, which is a really good thing. Now that I finally got away from both melee, he grips me back finally, but we decide to swap onto Velsis. I cast my soul swap, cast it onto him. In doing so, I'm able to howl both Valrath and Flex. They both sit in a full fear, but coming out of the fear, Valrath gets hex full, leaving him having to sit in a 10-second hex. We're just dominating them at this point, and Flex is having to peel me, and Valrath is having to peel Rekfo. So now that we're kind of on the offensive, Valrath is able to come back onto me and try and peel me, and this is where I have to swap it onto the defensive play, and I'm casting full fears onto Flex once again, making sure I kill Tremor Totem, and having Curse of Exhaustion on both melee. Valrath currently has one. I just hardlocked Velsis so he's unable to dispel or anything for the Curse of Exhaustion. Kill Tremor once again, and Howl Flex. Even though short, it's always going to help. I had just decided to port right there, even though I knew that Valrath has grip up, but just it relieves a little bit of damage and helping Toes out. Toes gets strangulated full here, so I'm forced to use Death Coil for peels. Once I'm topped off, he has to use Enasir. Once I'm topped off, I soul swap my dots onto Velsis because he has 0 cooldowns right now, and I soul burn port. I get the sprint effect. I'm able to just catch up into him and spam a ton of pressure. We're just like completely destroying them right now, and they're so under pressure that there's no way they're coming back from this. So I kill Tremor Totem. I howl both the melee DPS so they're unable to peel for me, for the Druid, sorry, and we get them down.